Okay, good morning once again, champions. How's everything? All right, great one. And let's begin this. Let's see how quick we can make this. Well, I think today is your day, but please, those conferencing from different offices, please, if you are conferencing from an office, Mr. Saleh Abdullahi, I expect you to be conferencing from in our office after champion. Don't off your video. I don't know whether you are managing data. So these things is not, when you are conferencing from an office, what you should do, you on the video. Let's have this because we're going to have a session. Those who are conferencing from offices, if you are going to ask, I won't take questions from people who have their video shot. I don't know why you are conferencing from an office, people are there seated, and then you off the video. Some people can just raise their hand and just ask a question. So when you're conferencing from an office, keep the video on, all right? So I think it's better that way. All right, where's your leader? I hope it's fine. Are you not conferencing from the office? Okay. All right. So let's start. Today is a special day because I hope and I pray that we'll be able to round up the content recommendation series. Let me quickly mention this. We've been having this series. If you check, there have been a series of videos. It started from the first one, which is back to the basics with content recommendation. It's even on YouTube. Then we went to the other one, which is what's the name? We had okay, the importance, reasons why you should take content recommendation serious. We had the one by the mastermind, which is the untold secret of content recommendation. And I guess we're going to be ending it with this session, by the grace of God, I hope time permits me, which we're going to be talking about the practical itself, the practical of call making, the call making practical. This is a field work. It's very unlike the way the training used to be. I expect most of the top leaders should be here. Where is Mr. Ahmed? Is he in his office? Please, if he's in his office, let him confer, let him on his video so that I can be, because some of the questions are going to be directed to him. I'm going to be directing questions to the emerging, most of the emerging leaders. In fact, I guess, I don't know if I mentioned that. I guess I forgot to mention that. But ordinarily, I didn't need to because they ought to be here. Mr. Innocent is here. Who else again is here? I can't see, I don't know if he's here. If they don't on their video, I can hardly see them. So that's the problem. So what will happen is you're going to have a very big opportunity to ask lots of questions. For those of you that have been doing booking calls, all right, this is the opportunity. We're going to be clearing a lot of objections. So we're going to be talking about the call making itself, the practical of it, how it is done, because a lot of people are doing it, but you see the untold secret about content recommendation. A booking that will be successful starts from preparation, just like the mastermind said. But having done a good preparation, if you are not, or if you don't make the call correctly, then it means you still have issues. There will still be problems. So even though most of the, the negative results we get in call, most of them can actually be traced to, lack of good preparation, adequate preparation from the person that you are booking for. For most times, for example, I'm booking for Mr. Mukaila, and if I'm booking for him, there are things, please, how many of us who missed that training, the one done by the mastermind, the untold secret? Please, if you know you missed it, please let me see you. Please feel very free. All right, if there's any way I can help you. Please raise it if you are raising it. Sometimes we raise our hand. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that all? Okay, 7. Please, I will encourage you. All right, please, I beg you, do this for your benefit. Do this for your benefit. Go back to the recorded version. All right, go back to the replay of it. The replay of it is on the group. I've posted it on the group. All right. Pardon? The hard videos are available. Yes, the hard videos are available. That's very correct. So if you need the hard video, get it from your leader. All right, the hard copy of the raw video. They just send that to your phone. All right, the link is also available on YouTube. So go and get it. Once you go on the YouTube page, you even see the other series you missed. That's it. Because some of you will just attend this and you believe, oh, I can make call, but yet they are not responding. But you've missed a couple of information which is making you find the game difficult. So please, I do this as a favor for yourself so that you can come up speed. Go back to it, take your time, maybe later at night, you're settled, listen to it so that you can get the full information. I hope you're going to do that, right? For those that missed it, will you do that? Please do that, okay? That's it. So today is going to be practical. Now I want to let you know something. Yes, the main thing, most of the core errors, most times, most of the negative result that comes from the core, majority, a good number of them are usually traced to the person you are booking for. Because most times they are new connectors with less experience. They are just starting the business. The level of confidence is low. Their belief system is low. And, the fear is there, and a couple of other reasons. So most times they need time to grow, but many times we still need to get them some result. So it's the only reason why most times when you book a call of maybe 50 contact lists, you get relatively fewer number of people signing up, because sometimes it's a thing of they are growing up and you need to give them time to grow. Now the idea is the response is more important than just the texting and all that. So it's just like the mastermind gave, given the background, just like a recap. So I want to book for Mr. Munkaila. So he has submitted a contact list, for example. And once he has submitted this list, of course, the ideal, take every advantage within your disposal. If that person is close by, let's say within your location, your vicinity, call the person. Preferably, I've encouraged people, I said, be around during the quick starter guide, preferably. Be around during the quick starter guide, so that once the person is attending the quick starter guide, immediately after the quick starter guide, get the person to send the text message immediately. Because why? The IPO, the initial plan orientation, we've talked about rejection, we've talked about fear of rejection, lack of consistency, all these things. The orientation has been there, some level of confidence has been built. So you can still help them, orient them, give them some orientation about rejection, train them on rejection very briefly, get them to send the text message, set their expectation more. So when they are setting the message, you're already telling them what they should expect, isn't it? Good. You're already telling them what they will expect. Look, by the time we start sending this text, look at you. Some people will call you, this will happen, that will happen, this will happen. You do that. So I'm training Mr. Munkaya. Okay, look, we're about to send this message, but once you send it, look at what will happen. Look at some people will call you, some will not even call you, some will ignore you, but whatever response you get, it's okay. In fact, the worst of it is some of them might call you and start discouraging you. But of course, you heard what they just saw, what they said in the IPO, right? I think you heard that you're going to be discouraged by your friend. They'll say, yes, so no problem. That's not a problem. But we are just interested in those people that are visionary here. Is that okay? So yes, good. So you see, his mind is already prepared. Once he sends the text message, but before he sends the message, preferably, this is how I like to do it. Before I even get him to send the message, the first thing I do is to send him the response. Especially if they are far away, send them the response, tell them to write it down, that you will call them back in the next 2 minutes. Just write it down, I'll call you back very, very shortly. Because I've experienced this thing a lot, whereby you send the text and the response to people and they make a mess of it. That's it. And though you are telling them, there's one thing with new connectors, very peculiar to them. They are very excited. Some of them can be very, very excited, and their excitement is what leads them to real. So they are very excited. They are at the peak of their energy. They are so, wow. So you send them the text, send them the response, and guess what? They just copy it forward like that, text and response, and they start sending. You won't even know. That's it. So send them the response. Tell them, this one I'm sending to you. There's a message you send to them, but wait, I'll send that one to you. But before then, this thing I'm sending to you, write it down. So if the person is close by, I'm assuming Mr. Mukaila is close by. I'll say, okay, you know what? Let me send you this. Just copy this thing down on this paper. Copy it on this paper. Just copy it. I'll tell you what to do. So I always love to take it step by step, one step at a time. One of the mistakes we make is to assume it's one of, even till date, when I see leaders make that mistake, for me, when I do it intentionally, and I'm ready to take whatever result that comes. If you give a person a text message, the response, and explain everything to the person, and give the person to go home and send it, don't complain about the list when you are booking it. Don't complain. You have the privilege. You fail to regulate, because sometimes we're in a hurry. Man, okay, it's mature, it's okay, it's grown up. So you see, as far as the business is concerned, it's a baby. That's one thing you should understand. It might be an elderly man, but as far as the business is concerned, this art is concerned, he's a novice, he's a rookie. So you take the text, you take the message. You don't want to sit down with the person. You don't want to spend that time to do it rightly. Give them the text, give them the response, and they go home and make a mess of it. Because most times, even right in your presence, when they start responding, even after writing it down, for those of you that have been making calls, you've been guiding your team members, sometimes even after writing it down, what do they do? Don't they make a mess of it? They still make mistakes. You've explained everything. So what would you, now you're only there to notify, to notice them, to get a glimpse of it because you are there. But if you are not there, what will happen is you can't even correct. You won't even know what is happening. Someone came and met me and told me that, look, we've been booking this person's contact, and he's always telling them, anytime they gave him a response to write on the paper. But when people call him, he will tell them, actually, what is this thing all about? They say, no, the thing is nice, Sha, but it's just that they will be telling you to be booking. They'll be telling you to be making. Can you imagine that? The only solution to that is preferably get the person to sit and work it out with the person. So I tell the person, write the response, and once the person has written it down, then I tell you, if they call you, this is what you respond, this is what you say, word for word. Please don't put your own, just do this. All right. I tell them this, look, if you do other than this, most times it will create room for more questions which you cannot answer. So just leave it at this. All right. Act in a hurry, just act in a hurry. Okay, I'm busy, but this is the basic. So once you have done that, go back, refer back to that training by the mastermind. Once that has been done, he has copied it, then you send the text. So okay, you start sending. Why it's also very good you regulate properly, preferably be with them when you're making the call, is because sometimes you give them to send it. How are they supposed to send it? Which medium are they supposed to use? Text message. But have you seen some of them, because you are not there, because you didn't regulate them, they send it through WhatsApp. So I want to make it faster. They'll go and do bulk SMS. They want to cut down cost. They'll just go and do bulk SMS. And you know, bulk SMS, there's no feedback, no reply option. So people cannot even, it just look like a scam thing or something. So these are the things we experience. So get them seated, get it done. And then when they are responding, if they have responded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 persons or thereabout, and you see that the response has been balanced, they are more confident and they are doing it rightly, then you can allow them go and you can believe, you can trust that they'll do it correctly. That is it. And if they are far distant, your best bet is, well, I do this. I tell them, okay, you know what? When these people start calling you, put this call on record, send me the first 2, 3 calls, how you respond. I want to hear you. So most times, once they send me the first call and I see they are responding wrongly, I call them again and I correct it. Maybe I'm here in Abuja and somebody is in Kano, for example, and I don't know what they'll be doing. And there's no way I can get them down from Kano to come and send a text message. So I can get it done from the phone, but I regulate it by telling them to send me records of what they are doing. So let me hear how they are doing it, to know if they are doing it well. And most times, when they do that, I'm able to figure out the correction. Now, after all that being done, the next thing is to proceed to the call. And remember, this is a practical class. Now, I want to ask a question. I believe I have a lot of people here who know how to cook. Once a person has sent a text message, between the time of texting to the time of call making, how long would you want to wait? How long do you want to wait? Or what is the ideal time to wait before you start making the call? Should we wait for a week? Should we wait for... Pardon? Okay, a day after. Okay, as a minimum, at least a day after, you can start making the call, right? It's okay. That's good. Pardon? Well, no, there's no maximum to it. I must be honest. Why I say there's no maximum, there's a minimum. Well, the minimum is I prefer. I'll tell you, just allow it to the next day. You can start, making the call. You can start making the call maybe on the next day, preferably. Though I've done some very, very terrible things. I've made some calls, the text was sent that day, and I started making the call that same day. You know, I've done it, but you don't have to do that. Just allow it, allow the list to cool, small. Yeah, you know, initially, when my mentor taught me, he taught me 3 days. Whether questionnaire, call, and all that, he taught me 3 days. Minimum of 3 days, 3 to 5 days. So if the message is sent today, that day is day 1. The next day is day 2, and the third day is day 3. So that was what I learned from him. But later, he now called me, he said, Dr. Omar, you know, now C21FG has grown large, and there are lots of vultures. Sometimes you send a text message, and before you even book the people, other people have even started inviting the person. So because of that now, that's why we have cut the minimum down to 24 hours. So, to a day. So the person can send the day, the text message the day, and then of course, the booking can start the next day. Now, another thing again, this is a question and answer session, it's a practical session, and I'll ask this question. These are my own questions. What time is the best time to send the text? What time is the appropriate time of the day to send the text? If a person wants to send a text message, when do you think? Should it be in the morning, afternoon, night, midnight? The truth about the answer to it is anytime. Anytime the text can be sent. All right, it's good we make these things clear. In fact, I even love the one that is sent in the night, except for the fact that, you know, you need to regulate and all that. If not, if this person knows how to do it, I love the person to go and send it like 10, 11, 12 at night. Because as they are waking up in the morning to hold their phone, that's the first thing they saw. The calls start popping in. It's very, very so nice. It's so amazing. But the truth is, most times we can't really have that because, you know, you need to regulate, all right? That it's so nice. In fact, for me, if I want to send text to my contact, there was a time I did some level of, I just went and compiled some contact and did it. The time I did it was, I started doing it by 11. Many of them are already asleep. In the morning, they were the ones that woke me up. You know, it's great, all right? That is it. So anytime the text can be sent, that's the truth. Anytime the text can be sent, the most important thing that it's properly regulated. So a day after, you can start booking. 2 days after, you can start booking. You can keep the list for as long as possible. There's no maximum. Why I say there's no maximum is I have actually booked contact. This is practically speaking. I think many of you that attended actually, you heard the mastermind talked about that my file, that my folder. Yes. And I used to see many of you, even book, people don't even have a book where you write contact. The mastermind knew anytime I was going to Gudu, anytime I was going to meet him, he always knew me with that. I had this old bag. That bag is still there. It was this bag, it's a brown bag. It's like I saw that bag. Someone was using that type of bag recently. It's like jeans. The bag is like jeans. It's a very, very durable bag. The bag is very, very strong. That's where all the life of this business. If I had lost that bag, it would have been a terrible setback for me in this business, because the bag was very, very durable. It was not attractive at all, but it was good for me because you know, I had everything documented, the books and everything were in that bag, so it was helping me. So now the idea is you want to start making the call, but more importantly, let me tell you one of the things you do. When you want to start making the call, the person has sent a text message and you want to start making the call. It is always preferable that you also with the person. Now, that's why I encourage, now watch this. I encourage when a person comes for Kickstarter guide, be present, get them started immediately, preferably book them for another exposure, but look at what you do. Okay, let's send the message. Once they send the message, ask them, what would you like us to make? When is the next? Can we make this call tomorrow? Can we start inviting them tomorrow? Some will tell you, yeah. Okay, will you be available tomorrow? That's the question. Will you be available tomorrow? Can you come out? What time will you be available tomorrow? I love to give them the option. Some of them will tell me, I'm going to work, but I'll close by 4 o'clock. So anything from 4:35, I'll just run down here. Okay, fine, it's okay, deal. So I'm okay with that. 4:35, I can book the person's contact. But it doesn't mean I can't start booking the contact. I could start, especially if I know how to go about it, I could start. All right, I could start booking the contact. So the idea is I might reserve some so that when he comes, he can also watch what I'm doing. Now, why would I start? The reason why I would start is because, especially if I don't have much contact, that's the only contact with me. And I need to book, I need to do my activity, so I could start. But if I have a lot of contacts, I might delay that and wait for him to come so that I can actually we'll do it together, and he will also witness it, see what is happening, because he's already learning. By watching me do it, he's already learning. That's the advantage of it, just like this was mentioned. So we can start making the call. We're going to talk about the practical of it. We're going to do the practical right away, how the call is being made. Now, another thing I need to mention is, of course, I was talking about there's no maximum, because I remember booking contact. These are things I used to do. I used to book contacts, some contacts that were not reachable, switched off. This text was sent. Maybe after then I left the contact, after the person got a sign up. 6 months down the line, I'm going back to the contact. Even when I went full time, I was still going back to contacts that the text message was sent when I was still on my job. And guess what? Some of them could still reflect. You were recommended to us, as a friend of yours many months back. I used to put it that way. Many months back, recommended you to our organization. And I called the name. Do you know her? Do you know him? Some of them will say, yes, I know him. But it's been long. I got an information, but well, I was not called. I'll say, yes, actually, we're still on the selection process, but probably then we're not eligible. So, but this is, and I still go on. So some of them, 6 months down the line, they still remember. Some forget totally, but they can remember their friend who recommended them, and you still go ahead to book them. So there's really no maximum per se. And why I say there's no maximum also is there are many things I also consider. We can start making the call almost immediately, but I only do that if that is the only option for me. If I have options for me, I usually have lots of options. That's why I avoid doing that. That's why some of you might think, okay, I need to leave the list for like 1 week. Why I do that sometimes, leave it for 1 week, 2 weeks, I just leave it for 3 days, 5 days, is because most times at the time I always have so many contacts. So when the person sends the text message, sometimes what I do, I tell them, okay, you know what? That book, I want you to be fast in your first year in network marketing. Of course, the reason why is because, the simple reason is because, so that they can still master rejection, understand the management trap, understand these basic fundamentals of the business. So what I do majorly is I allow them go through the book. That's because I have options. For you who just have maybe 1 or 2 contacts and you don't have any other thing to book, what do? You can invite them, you can start, but make it a thing of what? As fast as possible, they should go through their SMO checklist, because once you've started activities, once you started action, most times it diverts the person's attention to focus on action and they downplay their trainings. Sometimes that's the error. And sometimes because of the action, they are busy booking. Many leaders will stop even regulating them. How far have you gone in the book? How far have you done in the SMO checklist? And it's still an error. Once you push all your activities to action without knowledge, you sink down. If you push everything to just strictly knowledge without action, it makes no sense. It makes no difference. Take the door, the other door, please. Tell that person to take the other door. Okay. So it makes no sense still, because at the end of the day, you still enter the management trap, because once people have been able to get results without knowledge, they can't sustain it. That's the truth. This is from experience. Now, we start the booking. Now it's time for the call. It's time for the call. Mr. Munkaila is with me. I want to make the call. Is there anybody with a contact list here? Let's do this practical. This is a practical class. Let's do this practical. Who has a contact list that you are booking? You have a contact list. Okay, so tell me about that contact. Have you started booking it already? The call have not been made. Has the text message been sent? Oh no, we can't book that one yet. Well, there's a non-recommendation script which the mastermind. Have you booked it yet? I need a fresh one. The one that has not been corrupted yet. There's no fresh one. Does anybody have a fresh one? Maybe the one that you have not touched. Somebody just sent the message and it has not been booked yet. There's none like that. The message has been sent, but not touched yet, not booked yet. Yes, not booked. Anyone? Okay, you have one. Let me have it. I hope the message was well sent, Aja. Okay, I sent message to all. But this one has been touched now. No, okay. These ones have not been booked. Yes. Okay. Were you the one that guided the person to send the message? Okay. Well, it's good. This person I can see Tungamaji, Giri, Gwagwalada. Well, I think I like this list for one reason. These people are far away. All right, they are slightly far away. You know, Gwagwalada, Giri. I think Giri is yes, I know Giri very well. Yeah. Huh? Yes, I know Giri very well. That's the road you take to airport. And then Tungamaji, of course, is not too far. It's close by. Gwagwalada, area 1. Okay. Now, I'm going to do this. I'm going to experiment this. All right. Oh, I forgot to bring my Bluetooth. What a mess. Okay, no problem. We're still going to experiment it. And then, so that people can learn. Let's do some practical. Now, there are going to be objections. All right, this is for learning purpose. So, there are going to be objections. But I think I have the script here. Let me share my screen for the sake of those, for the benefit of those that are, joining me on Zoom. I told someone to send me that now. I think, yes, he did. So we're going to make this very practical. I hope those on Zoom can see this. Yes, I think we're familiar with this, right? So this is the call making script. And you can use this. Please, I advise you, if you are just learning how to make call, for learning purpose, please, when a person has reached a level, there's a level for it, for you to start making call. You don't just start making call from scratch in the business. All right. Once the person has reached that you want to start making call, please go with the script, preferably. Just go with the script. So have the script, rehearse it. You can rehearse it to master it, to get used to the wording, but not memorize it. Memorizing it is not really necessary. All right. But you can rehearse it to get very used to it. And then when you still want to make the call, use the script, sit down with the script and use it. Don't try to say, oh, okay, let me just, I think I memorized it. And then when you are making the call, you just get hooked on the road, they ask you a question, and you don't even know what to say. You start looking for the script. Hello, I'm coming, and you start looking for the script. No. All right, you can avoid that by thorough rehearsal. Can I, okay. How do I do this now? I'm trying to, I wanted this, I don't know how to do this for it to be connected out. The Bluetooth I was even talking about was the one to the system, but I don't know. No. I wanted to. How do I make this call for it to be connected out? I want to do something. I want to do it in a way that, especially people on Zoom can get. This will not work. Not this Bluetooth. I'm referring to the external Bluetooth. Okay. Anyway, I wanted the conversation of the person. Yes, to be out. Is there anybody want to suggest? What do you think? Huh? Okay. Okay. How do we connect it? How is it connected?
Aux input model.
Okay. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so if I just connect the Bluetooth to it, then I can. Okay, good. Oh, we would have even done this earlier. So how do I identify it? Can I see?
Bluetooth mode.
Okay, Bluetooth mode. I'm seeing music gate. I guess it's the one. Is it the one? Music gate. Okay. So I guess it's pairing for the first time, so it's taking some time, but and it's trying to connect with the one in my car. So, maybe you help me do this, please. Just help me do it, please. It's pairing, but it's also trying to double connect with all this. You know, this one, the one in my car. Is it connected? It's like it's connected. It's not connected. How do I off this? Okay, so just do it. Just try and connect it. Okay, let's move on. But you can be listening to us. Okay, you have another fresh one.
This one,
okay.
This one is the right.
Okay.
So I want you to use this one as an example to show you.
Okay, you have been battling with him. Okay, there's no problem. Okay, no problem.
Yeah,
but you have called him before.
Yes.
And so it will be a follow-up call. We'll do that when we get to follow up. So don't worry. All right, don't worry. I'm not calling all the list, but we're going to make some examples. All right, I'm not calling the entire list, but we're going to make some examples, okay? So it's a tough prospect, and they want me to call him, so no problem. But it's going to be, it's a learning process. And I want to tell you something. When you start making call, I want you to understand something. Have the right mindset. You don't need, what's that? No, it's not. You know what's happening is it's connected to different devices. So it's trying to connect to all devices at the time. So I don't know how maybe you can off this other one, just disconnect, something like that. Maybe you press and hold them. Let's see if you want that to. You press and, okay, you disconnected others. Disconnected others. Disconnect others. That's it. So I wanted to understand this, have the right mindset for call. When you are making calls, when you are making the calls,
Bluetooth connected.
it's connected. Okay, good. Okay. No, it's this one was playing already because it's on Bluetooth. Don't worry, I'll off it. Okay. Okay, good. So it means, but how about the volume? The volume is okay. Okay, good. So now I want you to understand something. Now, when you're making call, one of the reasons why people shy away from calls is the objection. There are objections. We're going to come to objections. I think this is a practical learning opportunity. When by not from some of the calls we make, I'm expecting objection. My mind is already prepared for it. I'm not expecting all calls to be successful. I'm expecting the most of them to be successful. So once I'm making the calls, I will let a lot of people, some of them will give me objections, some of them will say this, some of them will say that, and all that. But I always know how to what? Tackle it. And I want you to pay careful attention. Now, why am I doing this practically? I will not be able to tackle all objections here, but I will mention it. I will take questions from you, and I will teach you how to counter it. But I want you to see, the most important thing I want you to learn is my disposition. What is my disposition like when I'm making the call? I want you to see the confidence level, and I want you to see the impact of the importance of the confidence level. It does a lot. It does a lot. I want you to see how relaxed I am on the call. I want you to see how very much relaxed, very much confident. I want you to see how unshaky I am, even when they bring negative objections and all that, how I am so relaxed, and I am so very much what? Very, very much with them, connected with them. I want you to see how I am so unbothered, I'm so not worried about whatever objection they bring. Some of them will tell you, man, please, I'm not interested, not interested. And I want you to see the disposition, how I do this. I hope we get some of those. Because if the call is smooth, then it means we won't learn much. I hope that's why I was happy with the list, because this list, these are people that are even far away. So I should expect more objection. Okay. You want to say something? I'll use my name. What happened to my name? Okay, we know it's a big man. And no, we encourage you to use your title. See, go and have that your title you didn't have it, that you had, and you were hiding it. Go and harvest it. Some of you are ministering, and if they call you pastor, you'll be shy. Even if you don't want people to call you pastor, for the sake of this call, you say, this is pastor. Say it. Did you get what I'm saying? No, don't say Pastor How now. Pastor How. Did you get what I'm saying? Use your title. All right, but please don't fake a title. If you don't have a title, just use your name. Please. Don't use Mr. Mr. is not a title. It's just like you are trying to force title on yourself. This is Mr. Umar from Central. No. Did you get it? This is Umar. Just call it. Yes, if you have a title, all right, use it. Engineer, doctor, and all that. Okay, for the sake of this, don't worry. Okay, don't worry. Okay, it's okay if you use your title. Okay, the call is going to favor Dr. Omar because you know he's a doctor. So that's Dr. DR. So don't worry. For the sake of learning, I'm going to call my name. This is Umar. All right. So we're going to put it that way. But let me tell you something. How many of you have been making calls without using any title and you have been getting a result? Can you see the numbers? So it has nothing really to do with the title, but the title is an added advantage. All right, it's another advantage, but it doesn't mean that your call will be successful or will not be successful without the title. But if you have it, please use it. In fact, there's one thing the mastermind taught me, say use it. I've had some people fake title, but it's unnecessary. Please don't do that. All right, use your title. Architect. What other title again? What do you say? What do you say? Don't use those. I don't know what title is that, but use title. All right, it's an added advantage. You can't take that away. It's a fact. It's an added advantage. You can't take away that fact. All right, it's an added advantage, but it's not the entire, it's not everything about the course. Oh, yes, the title can be fake. Anybody can call himself doctor, even if you are not. You understand? So if you think that's the reason why you are not getting results, go ahead, use the title and see whether you get the result. Did you get the logic? If you think the reason why you are not getting results is because you are not a doctor, then when you make the call, they don't know now whether you're a doctor or not. Use the doctor and see. It's not about whether you're a doctor or not. It's about how you make the call. I have lots of people, oh, barrister this, barrister that, engineer this, engineer that, doctor this, doctor that. Yes, yet they still make a mess of the call. Even when I mention Dr. Umar, some of them will not listen to me. Did you realize that? Some of them will still not respond well, even despite the fact that you call yourself doctor. You understand? But there are many things that is involved, from the preparation down to the call making itself. All right. So let me read out the script first before I go ahead to maybe do some examples. All right. And all that. So it's an interesting class. That's why I said people shouldn't miss it. So let's start. Let's see how fast we can make it, because there's going to be question and answer session. So the script says this. Okay, pre-invitation script. This was designed by the mastermind. And I've learned one thing all through. I've learned to stick to what the mastermind gives me. When I was making my call, the one on the system, third edition edited, was the one I was using all through, even for questionnaire, for booking. I don't need to alterate it. I told somebody, come and sit down and make call in my presence. She has been making calls. She said no result, blah, 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 blah. I thought, I make the call. I said, are you not going to use this script? She said, no, I can do it without this. I said, okay. She started and she was doing it well. But the only thing is that she was actually omitting some things. And there was also some things she was adding, which I think was not really necessary. I don't know where she got those things from. All right. But those things were not really, for example, she got to the point, she made mention of something. She said, can I, like here in the script, he said, did she explain to you what the organization is all about? Then said, let me give you a brief explanation. Then, but instead of saying, let me give you a brief explanation, can I give you a brief explanation? You understand? You see, there are two different things. It looks the same, but they are not the same. That's why we insist, stick to the script. This thing is born out of 1,000 mistakes. It's like, I'm going to come to mastering objections on this, counter recommendation. You see, sometimes we say, the person will tell you, I'm busy. We say, okay, no, I'm actually on the system. Or you know what? I'll take a minute. You see, can I take a minute of your time? I'll take a minute of your time to drop this message for you very briefly. There are two different things. I will take with can I take. There are two different things. Let me explain to you. I'll briefly explain to you with please. Can I is begging. Is a tactical way of begging. So that's why I tell people stick to this script. Stick to this script. Now just can I explain to you? What if the person say no? Now you have hooked, and guess what? You at the end of the day, you run and bring the list to me and tell me, man, all these people, they are not responding. It's like this guy has spoiled the list. They don't even want to allow me to explain. And I don't even know the reason why they are not allowing you to explain. But if by the time you sit down, I said, okay, sit down, make the call. She started. I said, can I explain to you what the organization is on? When she finished that call, I said, wait. Go and bring the script. She had to bring it and started making the call. And she got some results. There in my presence, she started making the call and she was doing it right. Please follow the script, because sometimes you think that what you are saying is all the same thing, but there are some differences you yourself won't even know. I just gave you one example. Can I explain to you what the organization is all about? No. And the person say no. The next thing you start asking, why? And then say, I said no now. I said, but that's why I asked you why now. And the person called the call. Then you come to me and you start complaining. These are the dramas that happen in calls. This is the actual practical call making. Stick to the script. I have learned to stick to the script. As much as you might think that the thing looks beautiful, let me add it. Well, you might add it. It might be beautiful. It might be nice. But trust me, it might not, be so good. At the end of the day, you start experiencing difficulties from it. So let me read out the script. The script says this. So I want to make call across. Please, what's the name of the person that recommended this? Please come bring it. Let me write the name. Call the name from you. You say Alaji what? Okay. You are the person. Oh, beautiful. Oh, this is very, very nice. I'm glad. So you are the owner of this contact, right? Good. But I'm seeing 25 contacts here. Why? You didn't write up to 50, Daddy. It's like Daddy just carefully selected some persons. Okay, so Alaji Haliru. H-A-L. Oh, Aliyu. Okay. Let me just say L. Aliyu. Please spell, just spell, please. Help me spell. Okay, please let me write it. Okay, thank you. Let me write it. You know, there's Haliru, there's Halilu, there's Aliyu, there's so yes, they look alike. So okay, Halilu. Okay, yes, I got it. Okay, good. So Alhaji Halilu. So Daddy, they know you as this name. All of them here know you as this name, right? They know you as Alhaji Halilu. Okay, good. All right, so we're going to make those calls, but the script reads like this. Hello, good morning. So when I call, you're going to see me do it practically, by God's grace. So, hello, good morning. Am I speaking to Hajara, for example? Am I speaking to Hajara? I said Hajara said yes. Am I speaking to Hajara? Yes. Okay. My name is, or you can say my name, or this is Dr. Omar from Century 21 Freedom Group International. You were recommended to us by Alhaji Halilu. And Alhaji Halilu, you stay where? Where do you stay? Pardon? Okay, you stay, okay, university quarters. You stay in university quarters in Giri. Now you can see what I'm doing now. I'm getting information because these things are necessary. You need. So that is stays in the university quarters, Giri. And please, Daddy, permit me to ask, like, where's your working place? Where do you work? Or what do they know you? Maybe in case they say, oh, they can't remember you. What other identity do you have? Maintenance. Okay, you do a maintenance for the university, for the school, right? You work with the university. Beautiful. So, good. I think this information suffices for me at the moment. If I need anyone more, then I think I will seek for it. So you were recommended to us. Okay, am I speaking to Hajara? Hajara will say, yes, this is Hajara. Okay, good. This is Dr. Umar from Century Freedom Group International. This is Umar from CFG International, one of the consultants. Okay, this is Umar, one of the consultants of CFG International. You were recommended to us by Alhaji Halilu. Do you know him? Then I pause. You can see the script say pause, right? It say pause. Do you know him? So I'll pause to wait for the response. The person said, yes, I know him. Sometimes they may say no, but let me assume here they say yes. We'll come to it. All right. Okay, good. Good. Did they explain to you what our organization is all about? Then you pause also for response. Many times they tell you, not really, actually, that if the job was well done. All right, if it was well done. Not really, actually. Okay, okay. Let me briefly explain to you what the organization is all about. Or let me briefly explain. Let me give you a brief explanation. Then it's okay, all right. Then you go ahead. CFG International is a non-governmental initiative that shows selected individuals our system structure, our system to generate capital to start up a business or expand existing ones, but it's strictly on qualification. All right. If the prospect are what is the qualification, then you can say this. Yeah, we'll be having an opportunity briefing where the qualification will be determined by the top consultants. All right. But if the prospect did not ask any question like what is the qualification, you just go ahead. You said, so we are currently selecting credible individuals that will be part of the opportunity at our project offices. You can name the area, the vicinity of the project office, maybe in our Suleja project office, all right, in our Abuja project office, for example, and your name came highly recommended to us by Alhaji Halilu. Then you pause a little for the prospect to maybe make a jeep just to make a response. And then if you didn't say anything, then you proceed. All right. Now, with regards to your recommendation, sometimes you can even ask them, are you with me? Are you with me? When they pause, they don't say, are you with me? Are we together? Yes, I can hear you. Okay, good. With regards to recommendation, we'll be having an opportunity briefing with you and others recommended to us at our project office, where you get to meet with our top consultant. And the briefing will be coming up today, or will be coming up tomorrow. You can book them to Zoom. You can book them to whatever time. You already figured out the time on the timetable, so you can write that out. And in booking, preferably, you book against that day or the next day. I've seen people make a lot of mistakes. The person is booking on Friday or is booking on Thursday, and you ask the person, okay, so one showed me the list, and that day was on Thursday or thereabout. He said, I booked this one for Sunday, and you are booking on Thursday and you're booking against Sunday. Many times they won't come. I think some of you tried it. Yes, you were told, but you tried it and you saw I did. Many times they won't come because they have enough time to think and reason over it. Most organizations, look at what they do. They select their candidates and invite them immediately. That's what organizations do. They take time to select, but when they have selected, they what? They summon them, they invite them almost immediately. So let's do some practically. I am praying and hoping that we get as much objections as possible because the objections are what makes you learn. That's what you're running away from, but that's what you're supposed to be what? Attracted towards, because these objections should help you learn. Some of you, look at what happened. You are making the call, you want to, oh, please, this person, just book now, just book, just agree, so that let's just end this. So you are in a hurry to leave the call. Please don't do that. Even if they are giving you objections, stay on the call. Sometimes when they give you objection to move you off your feet and they see that you're not shaking, sometimes because of that, they now believe that it's like this thing is serious. That is it. But because you're in a hurry and they just give you an objection, you book the person tells you, no, I will not be able to come tomorrow because I'll be at work. I'm even glad that all the conditions are not favorable. Tomorrow is Tuesday, it's even a working day. And what time is the presentation here tomorrow? 2 p.m. What time is the presentation in Abuja? 4 p.m. Good. Now, so 2 p.m. here tomorrow, 4 p.m. in Gudu. So most of these persons are far away. Now, another thing I want to let you know, when I started, the location is not really, the distance is not really an issue if you do this thing very well. Most times it's not a big issue. Don't make it outrageous, booking somebody all the way from Lagos down here. Let the person go to Lagos office. But why I'm telling you the distance, sometimes you're booking somebody and you're looking at the person is coming from Kiri and all that. They will still come, that's the truth, if they see it as important, all right? How did you send this text message? Yeah, but who guided him? Were you the one that guided him? I hope you did it well. I will know from this call. The call will tell me. There are indices I usually used to know, all right? That is it. So let's move on. For example, when I called them, did he explain to you what the organization is all about? Yes, he has explained everything to me. In fact, it's networking. I already know that there are mistakes. Did you get it? That is it. So, but let's experiment some. I'll start from Aja Tungamaji. So Aja Tungamaji is in Tungamaji, right? But I know that's not her name. Or is that the name she's popular with? What's Aja's real name? Aja Tungamaji. She has come here already. But I thought you said you've not touched all this part of this. No, you didn't. Look at it. Aja Tungamaji, untouched. So it's a good error. You see the error when you make a booking and you don't put a remark. Remark is good. All right. Anytime you book, always put remark. Remark means what happened after you booked. Was it switched off? Was it not reachable? Was the person booked? All right. So okay, what is that? No. This is for learning purpose. I don't want to book your contact. I just want to do a practical. No. This is for learning purpose. All right. So, okay. But you didn't put remarks. Some of the ones you book, always put remarks. All right. When you book, let me give you some remarks. Shorthand. You can use shorthand. If it's switched off, I taught people to use. If it's switched off, how do you put the remarks? You want just put S/O, means switched off. If it's not reachable, I just put N/R, not reachable, something like that. So you don't need to write a long sentence. All right, just put these abbreviations, on another call, just put it as an abbreviation, something like that. All right. So don't worry, I'll write it out all for you. Okay, but this is Alhaji. Now Alhaji has a name. You understand? What is the name of Alhaji? This Alhaji is in Giri. So I saw Alhaji. So what's his name? No, not you. Alhaji here. So you wrote Alhaji, but what's his name? Maybe you can't remember him. Those are the things you look at, all right? When you are, can you see the importance of the person being around? You see, I'm making inquiries. This is Alhaji. Because if I call him and say, am I speaking to Alhaji? Alhaji who? Did you get the logic now? So do you know his name? And you didn't ask him. All right. So these are the things, and it's good. Are you learning? Because you're going to also experience this. Some will write contact, you're going to see. So that's the reason why when you do it rightly. So, but can you check, verify this Alhaji who? Let's know the name of that Alhaji. Can you verify that? Let me. But I'm seeing somebody here, Alaji Bully. Is it Alaji Sule or Alaji Bully? Because it's Bully I'm seeing here. Bully, right? Okay. I hope it's correct. Daddy, please, is that name correct? Alaji Bully, right? There's Alaji Bully, right? Alaji Bully, good. Let's start with Alaji Bully. Let's start there because that one looks. So Alaji Bully, 080. All right. 080-9439. Please, why I'm doing this is I want you to watch my disposition. All right. It's a learning curve, but watch what I'm doing. Just watch the way I do it. I've taught a lot of people, but I see many of you didn't get the privilege to learn from me directly. So it's not connected. It's not connected. It's connected. I'm supposed to see Bluetooth. The Bluetooth is on. It's connected. But look at it. Look at it. When I try to make the call, I'm not saying Bluetooth. So can we just try it like that? Okay. Let me just try it like that. Huh? Okay, let me call someone within the hall. Is your phone there? Okay, you should have it and on it. Okay, it's connected, right? And let me just try somebody within. Let's be sure. I want you to learn. What I want you to learn, please focus on what I want you to learn. It's not about reading the script to make the call. Anybody can do that. But I want you to look at my. It's ringing. Pick it. Okay, but it's not speaking out. But can you hear me? Okay. But it's not even showing that. It's not showing it. Yeah, maybe it doesn't support call. Okay, there's a call, right? Connect directly, right? Good. Get that one, please. Faster. Make it quick, please. Why is this idea just coming now? Please, let's make it fast. Make it fast. Where is it? Okay. Okay, don't worry. Let me just go on. All right. There are still many other calls. Let me go on. All right. So we have 080-93-9439. 0712. She will come with the call, but don't worry. I think this call will be on record, so I can replay it. Okay, hello, good morning. I'm fine, thank you very much. Am I on to Alhaji Bule? Okay, good. This is Dr. Umar calling you from 321 Freedom Group International. Can you hear me? Okay, good. Yes, this is Umar calling you from Century 21 Freedom Group International. Can you hear me? Beautiful, beautiful. Actually, Alhaji, you were recommended to our organization by Alhaji Halilu that stays in Giri. Do you know him? Hello, can you hear me? Okay. I guess the network, but let me try. Okay, let's try. Okay. Let's try it and see if it's successful. Is it ringing? Don't cut it. Okay. Okay, don't worry. Let me just record the call and then I play it. That's it. I think that will. Let's not waste time. Yes, so that we don't waste time. I record the call and I play it. Okay, hello. Good morning. I'm fine. Thank you very much. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me be sure you can hear me. Okay, beautiful. Kindly pay very much attention, all right, so that I can drop a very important message for you, all right? Like I said, my name is Dr. Umar from Century Freedom Group International, but you were actually recommended to our organization by Alhaji Halilu. Do you know him? Are you familiar with him? Alhaji Halilu. Alhaji Halilu recommended you to our organization. Do you know him? Do you know Alhaji Halilu? Okay. If I get this, like you don't speak English. Can you hear me? Okay. It's like he doesn't speak English, right? Okay. Then in that case, okay, this is what I'll do. Let me, I can drop the message for you, but why not give him the phone so that I'll put it on loudspeaker so that you can interpret it to him so that he can get the message. How about that? Can you put it on loudspeaker? All right, beautiful. Alhaji Halilu, that stays in Buri, recommended Alhaji Bule to our organization. So I want to be sure, does Alhaji Bule knows Alhaji Halilu? Does he know him? Please confirm that. In Giri. He stays in Giri. Okay, does he know him? Has he confirmed that? Does he know Alhaji Halilu? Okay, what I would do is this. Let me go ahead. Okay, there's no problem. What I will do, I will go ahead, all right? I have a very important message to give, all right? Maybe he knows him, but he's not able to remember, all right? For verification purpose, maybe I'll send you his number after this call so that you can confirm that. But I'll go ahead and give you the message. Is that okay? Beautiful. Now, I'll briefly explain to you what our organization is all about, and then I give you the message I have for you, okay? Good. Now, Century Freedom Group International is the name of our organization, and it's a non-governmental initiative that shows selected individuals. It gives opportunity to some individuals to be able to generate capital to start up a business or expand existing one, but it's strictly on qualification. Are you with me? Beautiful. Now pay close attention. Currently, we are selecting credible individuals that will be part of this opportunity, all right, in our Abuja, in the Federal Capital Territory and its environs. And with regards to the recommendation, all right, we'll be having an opportunity briefing. We're supposed to have a briefing, a meeting with Alhaji Bule and some other few individuals that were selected to our organization so that he can benefit from this. And this briefing is supposed to come up tomorrow. Are you with me? Can you hear me? Now, the meeting is supposed to hold tomorrow by 2 p.m. at our Suleja project office. It's going to be along Kaduna Expressway, just after Zuba. I'm sure you're familiar with that region, right? Beautiful. Now, that meeting is going to be coming up tomorrow by 2 p.m. Now, why I called is this. I want to be sure that Alaji Bule will be there so that I can make arrangement for his invitation. I can make arrangement for his reservation and send him all the necessary details. Do I have his confirmation that he will be there so that I can send him all the details? Okay. Okay, very, very good. It's good you're letting me know this. Where does Alaji work? Does he work in town, in Abuja, or where precisely? Okay, he works in Gogolada. Okay, now what I would encourage, all right, is this. I would strongly encourage, because this is a one-off opportunity for him, all right, if he can take permission today from work so that he doesn't miss this opportunity. This is a huge opportunity for him. So I want to get that confirmation before I book his reservation. So can you explain that to him so that let me get his a confirmation? All right, so what you do, once you have done that, all right, I'll be calling you back in the next, let's say 3 minutes, okay? So that I can get the feedback so that I'll be sure that he's not missing this. And ensure you encourage him not to miss this, because him missing it simply means I might not be able to guarantee any other opportunity for him, okay? It's a big opportunity for him, so he shouldn't miss it. Let him take permission from work tomorrow and be part of this. Is that okay? All right, do that and get back to me quickly in the next 3 minutes so that we can actually, I can actually make a schedule for him, okay? All right. Enjoy the rest of the day. Now, did you learn something? And this was a call that didn't go, it went very rough, isn't it? Or it's supposed to go very rough, but at the end it went smooth. Yeah. So, how many of you have experienced something like this? Personally, well, I've not experienced this personally before, but personally, I don't think I've made a call like this, which you call someone and the person does not understand English, but fortunately for me, he had someone close by, which was his brother, all right? His brother was very close by, and guess what happened? I told him, give the phone. He gave the phone to the brother. In fact, he just gave the phone to the brother. And the brother said, yeah, this is the brother. Let me get, so the brother understands English to some degree, but I could see that the English is not even clear, all right? I think I can play that. Let me just do that for learning purpose so that you can listen to how the call went. And I think even from the way the call went, oh, it's connected to what? Is it connected? Okay, you switch it up. No, don't worry. I think I can do it here. I'll just send it to my WhatsApp and then. Okay. So what happened is the guy called, I called the guy, and the guy does not speak English. And guess what he did? He gave the phone to his brother. And when he gave it, and I don't speak Hausa either. Now, if I could speak Hausa fluently, what was I supposed to do? Simply switch to the Hausa language. Did you get it? So it was a challenge for me, but the good news was I was able to. So for some of us, what would have happened is immediately you call the guy, and the guy does not speak English. Doctor, the problem is most of them in this thing. If I call them, you start complaining. You start complaining. Now, the guy doesn't speak English. I can speak a little of Hausa, but not good enough for this. All right. And so I had the choice. I could easily cut the call and maybe get someone who speaks Hausa to call him. That's another thing you can do. It's okay. You just cut the call, recall back, then beg someone that speaks Hausa to help you invite that person. So it therefore means if I'm even inviting this person, it is even proper that I invite him for a session that is not even English session, because he won't even understand the English presentation. I'm sending this to you so that I can just easily, okay, good. Let me escape this. And this is it. I guess I can.
Hello, sir.
Okay, hello. Okay,
good morning. Morning, how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Doctor.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me be sure you can hear me.
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, beautiful. Can you pay very much attention, all right, so that I can drop a very important message for you, all right?
Like I said, my name is Dr. Omar
Okay.
from Century Freedom Group International. But you were actually recommended to our organization by Alhaji Halilu. Do you know him? Are you familiar with him?
Alhaji Fule.
Alhaji Halilu. Alhaji Halilu recommended you to our organization. Do you know him? Do you know Alhaji Halilu?
Okay.
Okay,
You
okay.
see-
If I
you
get
see where
it, I
the
don't
issue
speak English.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. That's my brother.
You switch the phone now to
Okay, okay, okay. It's like he doesn't speak English, right?
Yeah, he doesn't speak English.
Okay, 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 okay. Then in that case, okay, this is what I'll do. Let me. I can drop the message for you, but why not give him the phone? So that I'll put it on loudspeaker so that you can interpret it to him. So that
let me pause this here. If you observe what I did, now this is the first time I'm experiencing something like this. Did you get the logic? Now I want to give the message exactly to the person that owns the message, right? But at the same time, this is a different person entirely, whom the message is not for, is getting the message. But I still want to get the message across. So I gave him the suggestion. I say, why not put it on loudspeaker? So whatever I say, you interpret it. Now the best option ideally was supposed to be, I'll cut the call, get someone, I'll just beg, okay, please, Elijah Abaka, please come and help me call this person. And then we invite the person. You know, when there's language, of course, the person can connect easily. But I didn't have that advantage because I don't speak Hausa, but I didn't go for that option. Since he was able to switch the phone to his brother who understands English. If I decide to start cutting the call and all that, he might start thinking, I hope maybe suspicious call and all that. So I went ahead, I said, okay, put it on loudspeaker so that this man can hear what we're saying and you can interpret it for him. Then he said something, please listen very well.
you can get the message. How about that? Can you put it on loudspeaker?
No problem. Say what you want to say, man.
Say no
You
problem.
hear what you want.
Just go
All
ahead.
right, beautiful. Alhaji Halilu, that stays in Giri, recommended Alhaji Bule to our organization. So I want to be sure, does Alhaji Bule knows Alhaji Halilu? Does he know him? Please confirm that. In Giri?
He doesn't
He
know
stays in Giri?
in Giri. You say in Giri.
So he was asking him,
I'm with you. What kind of
was
program?
asking him in our
Okay, does he know him?
said
And he
no.
confirmed that. Does he know Alhaji Halilu?
No, he don't know Alhaji Ali.
Okay, what I will do is this. Let me
Alhaji
go ahead.
Ali, he said in Giri.
Okay, there's no problem. What I will do, I will go ahead, all right? I have a very important message to give, all right? Maybe he knows him, but he's not able to remember, all right? For verification purpose, maybe I'll send you his number after this call so that you can confirm that. But I'll go ahead and give you the message. Is that okay?
Take the message.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, I'll briefly explain to you what our organization is all about, and then I give you the message I have for you, okay?
Okay.
Good. Now, Century Freedom Group International is the name of our organization, and it's a non-governmental initiative that shows selected individuals. It gives opportunity to some individuals to be able to generate capital to start up a business or expand existing one, but it's strictly on qualification. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, pay close attention. Currently, we are selecting credible individuals that will be part of this opportunity, all right, in our Abuja, in the Federal Capital Territory and its environs. And with regards to the recommendation, all right, we'll be having an opportunity briefing. We're supposed to have a briefing, a meeting with Alhaji Bule and some other few individuals that were selected to our organization so that he can benefit from this. And this briefing is supposed to come up tomorrow. Are you with me? Can you hear me?
Where is the meeting holding?
Now, the meeting is supposed to hold tomorrow by 2 p.m. at our Suleja project office. It's going to be along Kaduna Expressway, just after Zuba. I'm sure you're familiar with that region, right?
No.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, that meeting is going to be coming up tomorrow by 2 p.m. Now, why I called is this. I want to be sure that Alhaji Bule will be there so that I can make arrangement for his invitation. I can make arrangement for his reservation and send him all the necessary details. Do I have his confirmation that he will be there so that I can send him all the details?
I will talk to you now. You know he's a civil servant.
Okay.
So if he's going to work, that means.
Did you hear that? The brother said, okay, I will talk to him. You know, he's a civil servant. So the hitch on this call is the fact that I am not communicating directly with the person that the message is meant for. Are you learning something? Good. I'm not communicating directly. So I said, I want to be sure Alhaji Ali will be there so that I can book his reservation. He said, okay, I will talk to him. You know, he's a civil servant. Then listen to the final.
Okay, very, very good. It's good you're letting me know this. Where does Alhaji work? Does he work in town, in Abuja, or where precisely?
Oh, you work in Gogolada here.
Said he works.
Okay, he works in Gogolada. Okay, now what I would encourage, all right, is this. I would strongly encourage, because this is the one-off opportunity for him,
Pay attention.
all right,
Pay attention.
if he can take permission today from work so that he doesn't miss this opportunity. This is a huge opportunity for him. So I want to get that confirmation before I book his reservation. So can you explain that to him? So that let me get his the confirmation.
Then you then me back.
All right, so what you do, once you have done that, all right, I'll be calling you back in the next, let's say 3 minutes, okay? So that I can get the feedback, so that I'll be sure that he's not missing this. And ensure you encourage him not to miss this, because him missing it simply means I might not be able to guarantee any other opportunity for him, okay? It's a big opportunity for him, so he shouldn't miss it. Let him take permission from work tomorrow and be part of this.
All right.
Is that okay? All right, do that and get back to me quickly in the next 3 minutes so that we can actually, you know, I can actually make a schedule for him, okay? All right. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Good. So did you learn something? Now let me teach you. I'm so happy with this call. I'm so glad with this call. I was not praying for a smooth call, because if we had had a smooth call, it means you won't learn anything. There are many lessons I'll be deriving from this, and then I give you an opportunity to ask a question. Now, number one lesson I want you to learn is the importance of being stable, the importance of having a good countenance, having a good disposition. If you observe in the call, was I shaking? Was I worried? Was I nervous? You can say I was just balanced. Now, I was experiencing this kind of call, an objection for the first time, whereby a person does not speak English. And well, I think the mistake started from myself. I should have asked Daddy that, please. So from now, guess what? If I want to book another contact, I will ask Daddy, Daddy, please let me know, is there anyone here that does not speak English? Did you get logic now? So that's a lesson I will learn. Okay, please, is there anyone that does not speak English? Please let me know, then I'll just tick them out. So separately, when I want to call those ones, I don't need to call them myself. I make another arrangement, all right? Or I can take the Hausa script. If I can do it, then I do it in Hausa language. Did you get what I'm saying? That's one thing to learn. Number two is, how do you attend to the objection? You call someone. The person says, I said, hello, good morning. It's a good morning. Am I speaking to Alhaji Bule? And he says, yes, this is Alhaji Bule. You were recommended to us by Alhaji Halilu. Alhaji Halilu. Do you know him? And what did Alhaji Bule say? He said, no. For many of you, once you hear that, you say, he doesn't know him. Okay. You are trapped. You can't move on. You start getting leveled. But if you observe what I did you observe what I did? So it tells you that you can actually book a contact, even if the person says, no, I can't remember him, I don't know him. That doesn't mean that you cannot book the contact. You still go ahead. Then, okay, well, anyway, maybe you probably know him with some other names, but you can't remember him at the moment. But what I will do, since this message is very important, I will go ahead and give you this message. Then we can verify his identity later. Is that okay by you? You seek their permission so that it doesn't look like you are pounding it on them. Is that okay? Many of them will tell you, because you've already said that the message is very, very important. It was okay. Sometimes you give them the option. Do you know him? He said, no. You can give them the option. Yes, but this message is very important. Maybe you are not able to recall him now. So I can go ahead and give you the message, or I can just hang the call. All right? You give them the option. Many of them say, no, just go ahead. Let me hear the message. Then you go ahead and still give them the message. It's okay. Let me briefly explain to you what our organization is about. And then you go ahead and do the booking till the end, just like you have on the screen. Now, there are many other objections. And another objection, possible objections you get when you're making call. Please, are you learning? Please, these are the things, these are the things that matter. I'm so glad, I'm so happy that this call didn't go as okay. If I get some, So now another thing again you experience as an objection is, hello, good morning. Am I speaking to Alhaji Bule? No, this is not Alhaji Bule. That's another objection. All right, I'll save that. Now, am I speaking to Alhaji Bule? You say, no, this is not Alhaji Bule. Now you verify. Sometimes it might be a mistake on the number. It can just be a mistake on the number, maybe a difference in one number, maybe 080 instead of 070, something like that. All right, then we check it very well. Sometimes you check and you discover it, and then you call the right person. Sometimes it's just a mistake. The mistake whereby maybe in the process of writing the contact, you mistakenly wrote someone else's name against the number. You verify what the problem is. But most times you said, okay, did you ever receive any information of being recommended? What if I must get it here? This very number was recommended to our organization, but I guess I'm getting it wrong. Maybe I'm getting the name wrong from the system. But please, did you ever get any information of being recommended to any organization? Because this number of yours was recommended. Tell you, some of you, they say yes. Then you can verify who recommended them. Then they'll tell you maybe a different name. That, okay, do you mean Alhaji Bule? Something like that. It's, Bule. Okay, fine. Then you go ahead and book them. Did you get what I'm saying now? Now, some of them will tell you, no, I didn't get any recommendation. Okay, well, anyway, I wouldn't know. This sounds very much like a coincidence, but I actually have a very important message for you ordinarily. But since I'm not able to pin down your identity, I'll leave the choice to you. Would you still want me to go ahead and give you the message, or should I just hang up the call? Ask them. If they tell you, no, I'm not interested, what do? Hang up the call. If they tell you, okay, no, go ahead, let me hear you. Then you go ahead and book them with the same script. This is how you tackle objections. For mastering objections from call. Then another thing I also want you to learn from the call we made is this guy does not speak English and gave it to someone else, and I was able to do that. But another thing again that was speculative about the call is he was already making an excuse in advance for him. And what was the excuse? The objection was what? He's a civil servant and he will be at work. He has been doing that work for many years. And he will keep going to the work till he retires. This one is how many years are we going to do this? We're going to do it. The event will be, briefing will take how many hours? Probably maximum of 2 hours plus. Maximum. So guess what? I'm telling him, take permission. On a personal note, I'm advising him, take permission from work. So when you get these excuses, that, okay, I don't think I'll be chanced tomorrow. Don't just melt for those excuses. Just accept it and then, no. Let them, okay, well, I understand it. Okay, you work as a civil servant. Okay, that means majorly you are chanced weekend, right? But you know, this thing you are just gotten is a big opportunity, and I wouldn't want to personally to miss it. In fact, if I'm to advise you personally, would you want to take my advice if I do? They will say, yeah, go ahead. It's okay. What I will tell you on a personal note is this. This is an opportunity which a lot of people would want to have, and you have it at your disposal on a silver platter. I would strongly recommend that you take permission from work. Take permission to be exempted from work tomorrow so that you don't miss this. So are you assuring me that? Would you take permission from work tomorrow? Many of them will tell you, okay, because you insisted. And this only comes from confidence. When you're confident, then you can actually do this. I believe we're learning something. I'm so happy with the way this call went. All right. Now, that's the part for the call. Does anybody have a question with regards call making? Please ask some questions before I go to follow up.
When you make a call like that,
okay. Please, those on Zoom, please take your opportunity, write on Zoom. All right. You can write on the Zoom, or you can just indicate. I'll give you an opportunity to speak. In fact, indicate so that I'll give you an opportunity to speak. Use the emoji to raise your hand. All right. Or you can just on your video and indicate. I'll see you right on the screen. Okay.
When you are making a call like that,
yeah.
someone at the close friend don't understand English.
Yeah.
And you don't understand the language.
Yeah.
As a consultant, you suggest broken or speaking language.
If the person understands broken, you go straight to broken. In this case, the person does not even speak broken, it's purely Hausa. So the ideal would have been for me to hang the call up and get someone that speaks Hausa to help me book the person. That's the ideal. But since he handed over the phone to his brother who speaks English, then I went ahead and interacted with his brother. So I'll still call the person on the follow-up and I'll tell you how the call should be done. Do you understand it? So the ideal is book the person in the language that the person understands.
Ask him, do you understand?
You are even speaking English. This one you're talking is English. Did you get it? So the best thing is for me, I'll hang up the call and then get someone that speaks that language. Because I already perceived it that the person is Because when you ask the person, do you understand broken? Even the broken, you will not even understand what is broken. Is it broken pencil or broken Bible? So that one is still English. Even the broken is even grammar. You understand what I'm saying? The ideal is hang up because get someone that understands the language to book the person. If you don't understand the language, and you know that you schedule the person to a special event. Good. That's it. Please, this is question and answer session, please. Yes. Yes. Good question. So Aja is asking that you are calling a person and you ask the person on the part of the script that says, did she explain to you what our organization is all about? And the person say yes. Now, even if the person say yes, does not actually mean that maybe the person actually explained. Some of them, just by the mere fact that they received the message from the person, and the person maybe they asked and the person gave them a response. Some of them still see it as an explanation. So you ask them, did she explain to you what our organization is all about? They'll say yes. So some of you will just get low in spirit and say, hey, he has messed it up. He has messed it up. No, don't be negative. So they might say yes. Sometimes when they say yes, you know what I'll still tell them? I'll say, okay, good. That's great. But let me also briefly still give you and make you understand better what our organization is all about. And I still explain the same thing again and then book them with the script. You understand? Some of them won't just assume, they just believe that. Some of them don't want to be disqualified. Maybe if they say no, they'll feel they are disqualified. You know, Nigerians can be very, very smart. They want to be smart with everything. You understand? So even when they tell you yes, you tell them, okay, good, that's great. But just in a brief, just for you to understand better, this is what our organization is about. You still explain very briefly in seconds, and then you go ahead and book the person. Okay, that's it. Where you can actually pin it down to know that the person actually messed it up is when they're telling, I know now, is it not networking? That one already tells you is a pin diagnosis. That's it. Okay, let me see those on Zoom, please. Some of them on Zoom might have questions. Please, those on Zoom. They've written the questions already. Huh? They are what? Oh, they are raising their hand. Who is raising their hand? Where? Okay. I'm seeing a Fidelis. I can see one Fidelis. Okay. No, Fidelis, go ahead, raise your hand. You can speak. Please, let's hear those on Zoom. All right, you're welcome.
Sir, thank you, sir. Sir, it's about the, as in if you want to introduce yourself to the people, don't know how, even though if you don't want to speak good English, can you use broken and speak with them?
Okay, very good question. So he's asking, now, if you realize, please take note, if you realize that this person you are speaking with does not speak English but can speak broken, maybe you are speaking and your English you are recommended. See the example of those grammar there. Recommended, based on the recommendation, Please, your environment is noisy, Mr. Fidelis. Let me mute you. So you hear those kind of things and it's looking big to them. You can come down to their language. It's okay. What's the essence of talking? Is it not to communicate? It's to communicate now. It's not to show that you can. It's feedback. Yes, you communicate and you get feedback. The essence of it is for you to what? To be sure that the person you are talking to understand. So it's not about the grammar. So averagely, anybody that understands basic English will understand what you are saying. But if you see that the person's situation is so bad that all he knows is I they come, I they go, then you come down and say, okay, our organization, even the organization self, not grammar. So you just, okay, you know what? Our organization, break it down in the language. Waiting with they do, waiting with they do now, like this. Break it down and make sure they get the message. So we supposed to get a meeting for you. That meeting, now for you to meet with our big guys. Then we'll explain to you how you will benefit from this. All right. That is it. So I one day sure say you will come tomorrow before I go come confirm you for our system. So you they come tomorrow or they come. Did you get the logic? Because at the end of the day, I don't underestimate people that don't think because the man does not understand English. Don't underestimate them that this person. See, some of them, guess what? They lead you to they become the most powerful doorway you can ever get in this business. That's the truth. For those of you that understand it. All right. I hope that answers the question for Mr. Fidelis. All right. So you can speak. Okay, who else is raising their hand? Okay, 3 people. Yes, Mr. Paranta is raising his hand. Let me. Okay, Mr. Paranta, go ahead. Let's hear you. The unquenchable dominance. Go ahead. You can unmute yourself. Yes, unquenchable dominance. Mr. Paranta, I've given you the opportunity to unmute. You can unmute yourself. Okay, I guess he's driving. Maybe he's not able to do that. Let me give the opportunity. Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, the unquenchable dominance. All right, go ahead.
I greet you, sir.
Welcome.
It's a very explosive meeting this morning. I must appreciate that. That's a wonderful one.
You're welcome.
But yeah, I have a small challenge, just like the last person that asked the question have started asking. The challenge now is not on the person you are asking question not speaking English, but on the consultant himself not speaking good English.
Okay.
And the person you are going to be talking with on the other end is somebody who is a grammarian. And you know what it will look like.
Oh, it's like his network. It's like his network just went off. Okay. I'll give him a, maybe let's hope he comes back. Mr. Brad, I guess I think your network just you just lost your sound. Your sound. We can't hear anything from you anymore. But let me comment on what you just said. I don't know if that's the exact question, but let me comment on that. You said it's a vice versa thing now. It's not about the person that you are calling. It's about the person who is calling now, not being able to speak good English, and is now calling a person who is a grammarian. Like Sinquano. Like Sinquano. Yes, and meaning maybe it's an elite. It's someone that is very vast, all right, in English, or very enlightened. Yes, things like that can happen. Now, the first thing is first, the person that is even calling, he knows how to speak English. I don't believe he doesn't know how to speak English, because for him to be reading the script, he knows how to speak English. Now, maybe he might not be that good, so much good, to speak those. The call is not about grammar. Just read out the script. So what the person needs, all right, is to rehearse properly. The solution to that is rehearse well. All right. If you have done a good rehearsal, you don't just take the script and jump into call, right? What do you do first? You have the script and then you rehearse. Rehearse it with your leader, do some trials, and then before you start. Now, another thing again is sometimes, let's say we have a situation where the person is not so good. Some of them get better over time. I want to do, it's a learning curve. So their learning curve might be extended. I've seen a lot of people who started this business. Initially, when they were booking, the booking was not so good because their English was not so clear. And, especially some of my Hausa brothers, then they were booking, even the place that will say, the people, they will say the FIFU, those kind of things. But guess what? Some of them, if you listen to their booking now, top notch. In fact, you even be begging some of them to help you book, isn't it? So yeah, so we're going to have some people like that. So give them time to learn. They will still learn. So even if they're not getting so amazing results, give them an opportunity to learn. All right, Okpara Goswill. Okay, I'll take yours. But Okpara Goswill, all right, go ahead. You can unmute yourself. I think I see you are raising your hand. Okpara Goswill, go ahead. Let me hear you. Okpara Goswill, you can unmute yourself. It's like you have a question.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Okay, go ahead. Let me hear you.
Good morning, sir.
I am with you. Go ahead.
Good morning, sir.
I can hear you. Go ahead. Good morning.
Okay, sir. Sorry, I want to tell the wonderful presentation.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Are you with me, sir?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, my question is this, sir. You made a call.
Yes.
And it actually becomes that the person you called there is no office that is close to where he's staying.
Okay.
And he doesn't Android phone for you to invite him on Zoom.
Okay.
Hello?
I'm with you. Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I said you made a call. You put a call through to somebody to invite him for this particular opportunity.
Yes.
And the person you called is living in a remote area that there is no office close, and he's not using an Android phone. So what do you do?
Okay, very good question. Thank you very much for that question, Okpara Goswin. So Mr. Okpara Goswin is asking, I think we all got the question, right? Good. So let me go straight to answering it. Now, ideally, it would have been hopeful, it would have been better if the person has an Android phone. So, and when the person has an Android phone, what do? You book the person maybe to Zoom, isn't it? Or you share a video. Now, if you feel that this person, you know this person, and this person can actually, your environment is noisy. You might need to mute you. Now, there's a noise in your background. It's not Paragoswil. Okay. Now, if you feel that, okay, this person is a person that can actually, you know, see, if he sees this vision, he can actually sign into the business. And this person does not have a phone that can access the internet, does not have, you know, there's no office close by. Now, there's another option. Well, the only option I can tell for now is this. Ask the person, and I've done this a couple of times, and some have worked for me. And I tell them, well, there's a huge opportunity, and I wouldn't want you to miss this. But unfortunately, in fact, you're supposed to be disqualified because you don't even have what it takes to be part of it. But I'm going to give you this option. Can you get someone very close to you that has a phone that can connect to the internet so that I can send you, then I'll look at it, maybe so that you can join the Zoom meeting, or also that I can send you a video that explains the opportunity. Some of them will say, one told me, my daughter has these things. I said, okay, good. Though at the end of the day, I couldn't sign him in. In fact, I was even trying to not even sign the daughter in because the daughter watched the video. Even though I couldn't sign the daughter in. But at the end of the day, I think I was able to make a way through. So you ask them, you have someone, some of them will tell you, my wife, yes, my wife. Some of them will tell you, no, my husband, yes. Can I talk to my husband? You say, yeah, go ahead, sure. You understand? They will tell you, okay, what you do, just send me a WhatsApp message through your husband's phone and just tell me this is so and so. And once they do that, then you share with them the video. Do you understand it? That is especially if you feel that this person, if he's able to watch the video, you'll be interested and he might do the business. All right. So it therefore means even if the person connects, he already has someone that he will be relying on, pending when he's able to build capacity and get a phone. But if the person is not able, he doesn't have a phone, there's no office close there, no phone, no connection to internet, no relative, nobody, no means. What do? You move to the next person. All right. We can leave the person to some other time. That's why we tell you keep record of all your contacts. You can tell him, oh, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, you are not qualified for this because you are not able. You understand what I'm saying? But whenever you're able to get a phone, you're able to come online, just get back to this number, save my number, and then you move to the next number. That's the reason why we tell you save this contact, keep this contact on record, because by the next 3 months, that person that doesn't have a phone now might have a what? A phone. I hope that answers that concern for Mr. Goswin Okpara. So Mr. Daniel has a question, but someone has a question here. Okay, let me take it from the hall here.
Yes.
Okay, go.
For instance,
Yeah.
somebody that submitted contact is
Yeah.
text message.
Okay.
Although I did mistake by not preparing that person to tell the person to segment the contact.
Okay, to segment the contact,
Yes,
good, which is very important. Yeah.
So when she sent the text message, I started calling.
Yeah.
So I called one of my uncle.
Yeah.
And the uncle said, I asked him, did you know her? He said yes. That in fact, when he saw the message, he was even laughing.
Okay.
That this is the same girl I was batting. Now she has grown with the same thing I recommended, like you don't understand.
Okay.
That I should ask that his sister, why does who gave her the boss?
Send
Send you that kind of message.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say after that point.
Okay.
So I said, okay, I'm going to call you now.
Okay.
So I'm going.
Okay, good. All right. Let me rephrase. Please, those on Zoom, did you hear what she said? Or I should rephrase it. Please let me know if you heard it. Please, did you get the information outright? Or should I rephrase it? Please, if you got it, say yes. If you didn't get it, just say rephrase. Okay, someone say rephrase. Okay, now let me rephrase it. Ideally, now she made a call, she was making the call. The mistake was that she didn't segment the contact. So now what is segmentation? The ideal is when a person writes a contact, let's say the person gave you 15 names. It's always good, it's part of the preparation. The mastermind mentioned that, isn't it? You tell them, okay, come. Are there some people here that maybe they are very, very high, top people that you know that ordinarily sending them a message might look somehow. Some of them will tell you, yes, yes. They will just stick, okay, okay, you know what, identify them for me. Like those your top uncles that might see you like a small child and all that. Some of them will tick like 4 persons or 3 persons or 2 persons. They might just tick 1. Some will tell you none. Now, segmenting helps you be able to differentiate. You know, there are other systems like the indirect method, the super indirect. You can use all these things. All right. If you've read GoPro, please, I recommend that book for everybody here. GoPro, the book. All right. Read the GoPro book, the 7 skills and all that. So now they didn't do that. They didn't segment the content. And another reason why you segment again is, are there some people that maybe for the past more than 6 months or 1 year, you people have not spoken? You say, yes, yes, yes. This one, they are my secondary school mate. In fact, 5 years ago was the last time we spoke. And he's writing the content and sending message. Most times they don't respond. So they segment, they tick that, then they can start rewarming the contact up. Hello, has everything, long time and all that. Now, they didn't do that. They didn't segment the contact. So when he called the person, the man said, did he explain to you, did you know her? He said, yes, I know her. Did she explain to you what the organization is all about? He said, I in fact, when I even saw the message, I was laughing. Because I know her, yes, but she was, so look at somebody that I was baffing. When she was going, I was even baffing her. She has the impetus, the audacity. She has the go to what to send me such a message. Somebody that I was baffing. So did you see the gap? I was baffing her when she was growing, and now she's sending me this kind of message, you know, and all that. Why did you tell her to get back to something like that? Ask her why did she send the message, and the person that was making the call, I'll say, okay, okay, okay. Now when you say okay, what it means is okay, yes, sir. I will tell her to act. I will ask her why she sent the call is lost. Automatically, I know you didn't book the person, obviously, right? Good. Now, how do you respond to this? All right, you can act on the person's behalf. All right, you can act on the person's behalf. Sometimes I could do this. That's why it's good to be stable. I could do this. Once he's finished saying that, this is what I would rather do. I'll say, oh, okay, okay, oh, okay, all right. So the first step is listen. The second step is what? You relate. Oh, okay. Oh, Mr. Oh, Alhaji. So maybe he's a big man. Or oh, Mr. Oh, Engineer Yusuf. Okay, I guess I understand. Oh, I understand how you feel. I guess I get the point. I get the point. I understand how you feel. I think it's clear. Well, that's a little maybe shortcoming on her part. But actually, the reality is what she actually recommended you for was something huge. Probably, you know, she must have made a little shortcoming on that. But if I am to tell you this, just on a personal note, all right, our organization, this I'm not even ask you, can I explain? Do I need to? As our organization is a non-governmental initiative, and we stand for this, this, and this. In fact, the reason why we're doing this is, I don't mind, I'm even communicate the vision. We have a very big vision. We are raising financially free people who also help us do this. I want to raise people who have the heart of gold so that we can also do our, fund our charity projects and all that. So, and I get that's why she recommended you most probably, because we also have a charity arm. Probably she should have met you and all that. But now that she has recommended you to this, I think it's a good one because we have top elites. We have people like even the ex-president, some of the ex-presidents and ex-governors, they are part and parcel of this opportunity. They've used this as a means to gain more significance for themselves. And they are using this even as a means to even help a lot of people in their zone of influence. So, and I guess this is one major reason why she gave this opportunity or this privilege to you. That is it. So, and probably she saw that you're a man of substance, and that's why she recommended you to this. But I want to ask you, Engineer Yusuf, would you want to take this opportunity? Would you want to align with the organization? You pay close attention so that I can give you more details? Or do you want to just miss it and let me just hang you up and delete your name from our system? What would you want? Now, most time, what do you think he will say? No, okay, since you've said that, okay, I think it's making sense. Okay, let me just hear you, and then you go ahead. Did you get it? So you act in the capacity of that person. I understand how you feel, but you still go and let them know what our organization stands for. So probably maybe this is the reason why she recommended you because of it. Did you get the logic? Does that answer this question? I know many of you, once they just hear that, just like she did, many of you will do the same thing she did, Abby. And you come and tell me, all the people in our contact, in fact, they are big men, they are even blasting me when I was calling. No. I'm glad we're doing this. Now, the amazing thing, the beautiful thing is, most of you I taught how to book directly. Most of my top leaders, guess what? They know all these things. They will not, if they meet such a call, they know what to do. Because many times they learn directly from me. But many of you didn't get the privilege to learn directly from me. Yes, we are not taking it serious. Sometimes. Yes, the first list, they're not. But it's good you are learning. So most of the people that learn directly from me, they know most of these things. Okay, that's it. So who else? Okay, you want to ask a question? Let me hear your question. Though you are not making call yet. Yes, but let me hear your question.
Okay, in this situation.
Yes. Are you enjoying the session? Are you getting value from this session?
Yes.
Good. Please, those on Zoom, please let me know. Are you getting value from this session? Let me know right here. Yes.
And you better come to the program.
Yes.
But when it was probably actually invited to spend.
Yes. Yes.
And he listened to the program. And then the people gets when we say doesn't like that because it's a rock that people.
Is it what?
Rock.
Okay, Rob that pay on Paul okay.
So, someone now recommended that person to follow his friend.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, good question. Now, let's say someone already knows. So in a simple shell, the person already have an idea. All right, already have an idea of the organization or already have an idea of the opportunity. And you ask him, he say, no, I already know all these things. I know all these things. It's networking and all that and all that and all that. Did you get the logic? In fact, if he goes, I already know. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. How many contacts are in the list? 50. Please, how many? 50. At least a minimum of 50. All right. Now, most times I give a try. I say, okay. Okay, it's like now I give a try. This is how I give a try so that you don't waste much time. What I do is this, okay. From the way you sound, it's like you already have a story. Did you get the logic? You sound like you already have an experience with an organization. Then you will now listen to what they have to tell you. So sometimes they tell you, yeah. In fact, I've attended the presentation, and then when I attended it, I didn't like the idea. Okay. So then you could, so it's not an objection now. You tackle the objection. So if the person has already attended the presentation, then you tackle the objection, that and follow up, and then you do the close. Now, if the person already knows, so there's nothing like booking. He hasn't attended the presentation. If the person is assuming that, I all these things is like it's networking. Excuse me, by networking, what do you mean? They tell you, it's not all these things and all these things and all that. And you discover that he has a short of experience. He doesn't know anything he's saying. And you tell him, okay, but this looks very much like assumption because these things you are mentioning are not what we actually do. Would you want to take this opportunity to understand what we actually do, or do you just want to base on this assumption and forget about it? So some might give you a hearing, some might not. That's why you have 50 contacts there. If you see that they already know everything and they are not ready to listen, just thank them for their time, the little time they gave you, and guess what you do? You slash their name out and you move to the next contact. Did you understand it? Do you realize you don't need all the 50 people in the contact? Did you get what I'm saying? That is it. So that's the answer to that. I hope that answers that, right? Beautiful. All right. So what's the next concern? These questions are getting much. Wow. Let me hear from Mr. Daniel. Mr. Daniel has been raising his hand. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Daniel. And okay, Mr. Ajaman. Okay, go ahead. Make it very fast. People are learning. It's like I won't do follow-up today. I'll leave this one till next week. Follow-up. I'll summarize it. I don't know how to summarize the script. Okay, go ahead, please. Make it fast, please.
All right. Oh, can you? All right. Mine is a little bit different. Are you listening to me, sir?
Yes, go ahead, but make it fast.
All right, sir. They booked my contact for a presentation, and she agreed she will go. But she got back to me and was saying her mother and her sister have attended the presentation before. That those people are just scam. So they will just lie to you and stuff like that. So they didn't even get the opportunity to go to the office. I don't know how do you talk to someone like that?
Now, if I get it, the person himself is saying, I have a friend or I have my mother, my sister, they've attended it before, and they say it's scam. I think that's your question, right? So the person didn't even want to go to see the opportunity. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Daniel? Oh, he has muted. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Daniel? I guess that's what you're saying. Let me go ahead to answer it that way. All right. Now, if the person is, okay, yeah, my mother and my friend, they attended the event, and in fact, they told me it's even a scam. Okay. So the idea is this. Now, this one, I want you to understand something. Hello? Are we together? Now, this is an objection. All right, it's a powerful objection. My mother and my sister have gone there, and in fact, they told me, they told you it's scam. Okay, did they tell you exactly what makes it scam? What exactly did they tell you that makes it scam? Did they partake in it? Did anything? Then that's where you get the details. But sometimes you need details. So some of the details might be, no, not really, but they just say scam. Now, okay, but would you want to take this opportunity to get the full details? Or do you want to base an assumption? We've had experiences like this, where how will it look like in the next 3 years from now? You realize that this was supposed to be a fortune for you. They're supposed to put you at an advantage. And guess what? You missed it because you listened without getting the full information. How would you feel? I'm sure it will not be a palatable one. So would you want to have this opportunity to get the full information and make a judgment, an informed judgment based on knowledge? Or do you want to base and accept what your mother and your sister tells you? You ask them, give them the option. If they tell you no, if they tell you, yes, I want to take the opportunity to know more, it's okay, good, then they come. If they say no, they are closed-minded, please let them go. Did you get what I'm saying? There are 50 contacts here. In fact, you even have another 150 contact waiting for you. Did you get the logic? Always give them the option for more information and better understanding. Remember, what is our purpose? What is our function in this business as connectors? Educate to the level of understanding. All right? So if a person is closed door, don't even willing to be educated, it means that's not the right person. There are people you are looking for, people who are open-minded. The mastermind already told you that, right? That is it. So I think that answers that. Aja Mande, let me get your question too. Okay, let's make it. I'll take that question, then I'll just use 3 minutes or 5 to explain the last thing I want to make you understand. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Aja. Yes, go ahead, very loud and clear. Let me hear you quickly.
My question is, the prospect have segmented her contacts.
Yeah.
There's the one as VIP, right? VIP contacts.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, VIP contacts.
Actually, my question here is, how do you invite those VIP? How will she communicate with the VIP, and how will the consultant come in and invite the VIP? Thank you, sir.
A very, very important question. Very, very crucial one. All right. How do you now invite those people that are VIP? In quote, right? These people that let me throw this answer. Okay, yeah. So who can tell me how? Let me throw it to any of the leaders. I've answered enough. Let me now test the might of the leaders. Yes, this is why I'll start catching them. Let me even know what they are teaching their team. Let's catch some of them. How do you invite? Okay, let me hear you, Mr. Easy. What would you say? What would you do to invite the VIP? Yes, how would you go about it? Now she has segmented that these people, in fact, he's a very big man, he's very wealthy. In fact, he's my big uncle. In fact, if I send this message, you just see it like a joke. So how are you going to invite such person? Please, let's listen to him. You might need to come forward, though. Please come forward. Let's hear you. Please, can we have a chair? Please, so that those on Zoom can hear you. Let me hear what you say. Okay, let's have a chair. Please sit down. All right, let me hear. Okay, I just want to hear someone who has been booking. All right, let me hear you. Okay, so go ahead, Mr. Easy. Let me hear that. Yeah, no, don't use bedroom voice. Not this bedroom voice. Yes, let me quickly mention this. Some of you are making bookings. There's someone who has been making comment. They are not responding. I booked 10 people, only one. I booked 10 people, only one. I've been hearing this thing severally. I called that one there. I said, sit down, make call. She started making call. I started hearing voice like Mickey Mouse. She was just starting, yeah, recommended to us. I said, oh, is this how you have been making the call? She said, yes. I said, if it's me, I will not come home. If I'm the one you are calling, I will not come. Some of you, when it's come to, you want to gist with your friend and talk about Arsenal Man. You will talk about say winger, Tiowako, everybody, your voice will be loud. In fact, I will break your head with bottle. You'll be shouting. But when it comes to making call, your voice will be so low. You know those kind of voice when a woman wants to intimidate the husband and collect something. It's called bedroom voice. Don't do bedroom voice. Call with confidence. Did you see the way I was making the call? Yeah. That's it. That's how you call. All right. Okay. Let me hear you, Mr. Easy. Yeah.
Okay. For an elite, if you want to make that kind of call to an elite, at times you might even tell the person to the call, maybe telling the person that there's an
those are the bad. I hope you can hear it.
There's an opportunity. He saw this wonderful opportunity, but he's looking for a person that will give him an advice for him to see how he will go for the opportunity. I would like, since you are like a father to me, I want you to also see this opportunity and give me a better advice. So the person can still use that method, or you making the call. You can still book the contact and still do the same thing. And there's a wonderful opportunity that this person grab. The organization just select the person, and this wonderful opportunity, you will like him because you say you are a close person to him, like a father to me. You like him also to come around so that you will see this wonderful opportunity, so that he might even advise, or if you have any
Give
other
his
thing
opinion.
to give you his opinion. That is how you do the booking.
Please give him a round of applause. Please. All right, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. He has made an attempt, but let me buttress it. Now look at it. Let me buttress it to some degree. Now it's called the indirect method. Those of you that read GoPro understand it. So this is a VIP. So this person, is a big man, and I want to approach my uncle, who is a very big man. I don't go to him and, uncle, I recommended you to an opportunity. It doesn't. What is opportunity? You that you are even struggling. Sometimes you used to come and beg me for school fees. I will give you. You are recommending me to an opportunity. It looks like laughable. All right. So rather you teach the person. Sometimes we leave those VIP contact for some time. Let the person grow in more confidence and more belief system. All right. That will leave it for some time. Sometimes another way is through home lunch. Uncle, we're having this get together in our house, and you are someone that matters to me. And please, I'm launching something. I want you to be there so that you can also give your take on this and all that. You can do that through home lunch. All right. Or you can do that and link the person to a consultant. And how do you do that? I can go there. There's one thing or the other, maybe the uncle have used to benefit you one way or the other. You meet the uncle on a very personal note. Uncle, in fact, I just want to see you on something. In fact, let me use this opportunity to appreciate you. Appreciate them. You see, there's one thing every wealthy man, every big man loves. All right, they like it. They love to be part of, even those younger generations and other people come, they love to be part of your success story. It's good. It gives them fulfillment. There's one thing they don't like. Don't come and beg them for money all the time. You're coming to disturb them, asking for fish all the time. They don't like, no matter how rich they are. But they want you to succeed. All right. So the idea is, by the time you start praising them, you tell them, oh, ever since I've discovered that, you've always want the best for me. Anytime you've always been advising me and so many things. I must tell you, I really appreciate all these things. Some of them are very sensitive. Many are saying that in their mind, especially if you have been asking them for money, they'll say, you don't come again. You don't come again. You won't ask for money. But when they see they're expecting that, but finally you drop the gun. And what is the gun here? You tell them, actually, uncle, there's this opportunity I got with this organization, this non-governmental initiative, and they are raising entrepreneurs, and it's a huge opportunity. And this is something that will mean a lot for me. I just feel that I have a bright future with this organization. So it was a rare privilege I got. But like somebody advised me, told me that before I venture into anything, because they raise entrepreneurs, but before I venture into anything, it's always good I ask people who are successful and people who care about me. And when I looked at it very well, I couldn't get anybody that could fit into this shoe better than you, because you're someone that has always been there for me, and you're someone that is very successful, and I admire your success so much. In fact, uncle, the truth about it is this: if I make this step easy for you so that you can understand what the organization is all about, please, would you just create this little time out of yours on my behalf? You are doing this for me, so that you can take a good look at this and then give me more of your opinion about this. It will mean the whole world for me. Please, would you do this for me? Now, you are playing to their ego, and they appreciate that. Okay, okay. Let's see. So what does it involve? What is it about? Then you tell them, okay, actually, there are even some of their consultants, all right, that will even be having a meeting, at their project office by so-so place and so-so time. And then you give them the appointment. You can give him an appointment to meet with our consultant. You can give him an appointment maybe to meet with the consultant at the office or at a designated point, or maybe to even meet with the consultant on phone, whichever way, then you make an appointment. But you get the person's attention more. This is an indirect method. You're coming through the side door. All right? You're coming through the side door. That is it. So, Amanda, did you get that? Did you get that?
Yes,
so
I get it.
Their ego, you can do that. So allow them advance a little in the business, and then you play to their ego and all that. But recommending them might not really be the best idea.
Yes, sir. Quickly, sir.
Oh, okay. Let me take this. I'll take yours shortly. Okay, go ahead, Aja. You're saying something quickly. What?
Yes, sir. But I thought we need to take off from the ground. You need people that have those VIP. If we say we're going to leave that for later.
And no. What I said, yes, you can leave that for later. But another option again, how about home lunch?
Okay.
That's
Okay.
it. And
Yeah.
even in this indirect, right? You can even designate a meeting. You understand?
All right.
You can designate a
Yeah.
meeting such that, that's why I say you designate the appointment. The appointment can be inviting him to a home lunch in your maybe house. It can be maybe coming to the office, all right, making an appointment with a consultant at the office. It can also be making an appointment with a consultant to go and meet him, for example. So that one might not give as much result, but it's still an option. You understand? Whereby the consultant comes there and they meet him. So these are options. Any of these can work. So it's about making the appointment. All right. So you can still do. So take off the ground. Yes, VIPs are good to take off the ground, but you know the approach you use depending on the individual. But the most important thing, the thin line is playing to their ego, get their attention more than recommending them. When you play to their ego, you get their attention more than you just recommending them. Okay. Yes, let me hear you. Yes.
So, you can see they're talking about the work with that organization. You take your election as assistant manager or
Okay, you left the organization. Yeah. Okay, okay.
So for the man who goes
okay. Okay. He knows you. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much. Okay, okay, good. Okay. Yes, go ahead.
So, it's not your home.
Yeah. Yes.
So now,
good. Okay. Now, let me get you. You left the organization as a senior officer. Meaning even you yourself, you're a big man too, to some degree, right? But is he a bigger man?
Yeah.
He's a bigger man, right? And he sees you like, does he see you like? Yeah, the meaning is someone.
Yes, someone well-known,
yeah, so you can use this method too. You understand? The thin line is, you see those VIPs. Yeah, the approach is, yeah, the approach is, in fact, I think there's even a script. Please, let's give a round of applause to this. In fact, to most of our leaders, please let's give a round of applause to some of our leaders. They've been scripting these things. I've taught them this, and you know, I've been so reluctant to write it down, but they've been scripting like Buddha Hamza has been doing that. Even Mr. Musa did that too. There are some scripts, all right? Don't worry, the scripts are there. I'm going to give you some of these scripts. So the general principle is playing to their ego gets their attention more than playing over their ego. You understand? Playing to their ego means using the indirect method. You understand? This person always talks to your dad, but today he doesn't even talk to you. But today you meet him. Tell him how much you appreciate, how much he has been very, very well connected with the family, how much he has been favoring even your dad, how much he has been a family friend, and you appreciate him. But today you are coming to him because of something very important. Did you get the logic? So that's the approach. Then you use the script. There's a script for it. We'll give you even the indirect, super indirect, and all that. The scripts are there. You get the full script so that sometimes you can use it. And if you want to get even the script better, we know this book, GoPro, the book itself. All right. Just go to invitation, skill number 2, and then you see the different type of script, different types of approach for indirect. But the general principle is play to their what? Ego and get their attention, not recommending them to the opportunity, but rather letting them know that you saw an opportunity, which means the whole world to you, and you want them to take a look at it. So you cannot designate a meeting. It can be in your house, it can be in their place, it can be in the office, depending on the one you think will be most feasible. Did you get what I'm saying? I think that answers that, right? Yeah, partially. But the reality is maybe when you can, if you want a script specifically, all right, the scripts are there. I'll give you the script after this session, okay? We'll make it, I'll give it to the leader so that you can actually listen. Ahmed Jibril is asking, but let me take this brother's own. Brother has been listening. Please tell me your name again. Okay, Mr. James, yes, go ahead. I think this session is getting more interesting. Wow. Does this mean a lot of you have been making calls? You have been hiding, these things have been killing you inside. Today you are just exposing everything. I'm happy, I'm glad. Yes.
So let me say,
I think people are very much interested in this VIP.
at this level,
Okay.
this person is managing director where I worked before.
Okay.
So it's already as
Okay.
And how can I approach somebody like that when I'm no longer
Working there.
Working there and in the same premises?
Yeah. Now the idea is now that will also depend on what was your rapport with him like. Again, that's another thing.
When I was working with him, we are
because you were working there, and he's a big man, he's your top boss, and now you're no longer working there. You've left there. It will also be a function of the level of rapport you have with him when you were there. So when you were there, you were very close to him.
I was very close to him, but when I left, he was very angry.
Okay, he was very angry when you left. He didn't want you to leave, but you decided to, because you fired him. You fired your boss, and now he's angry. Ah. No. The first to make peace with him first, and that's the first thing. No? Go and make the first thing step by step, one step at a time. Go and make peace with him. Try to, call him sometimes, greet him. He will express his anger, and then you can tell him that sincerely you didn't mean it that way, that you appreciate everything he has done for you. So the first thing you want to do, first of all, cement the relationship again. Don't even talk about business. If you talk about that, you screw the whole thing. So first cement the relationship, get back to that platform where you people were before on that good. You understand? Sometimes you can even just send him a happy, maybe Sunday, something like that. No, birthday is once in a year. Sunday, you just send it today's Sunday, today's Sunday is a good day, or Jumat, something like, did you get the logic? You cement the relationship. When you have succeeded in doing that, I'm sure once you do that, your question is answered. Because the only problem is the question is not how to approach him to sign him into the business. It's about cementing the relationship. So cement the relationship. Find every other means, tactics you can use to cement. Once the relationship is cemented, any other thing is possible. You understand? Because he was angry that you fired him. You wrote a resignation and left the company. You understand? And he was not happy. So he won't listen to you on anything. So go and fix. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, once you do that, it will help. All right. So we have good scripts. Please, ladies and gentlemen, we're so happy. I'm not going to read this out, but we're going to put it on paper. All right. We're going to put it on paper. I think this is the application for the brand ambassador initiative. We decided to put it that we don't want people to write different things and start writing how their grandmother lost their grandfather, and then the grandfather lost the granddad. And so, no, that's why we created a format for it. All right. But I'm here to communicate this to the mastermind. But one of our leaders, the legacy builder, Hamza, just helped us drafted this. But I'll look at it and then we'll communicate on it. And I'll also relate it to the mastermind so that he can also give us his take on it if we are good to go with it. If he's yes, then we'll go ahead with it. If it's no, then he will give us an advice on what to do. All right. There are amazing script, even the super indirect script. He said, "Good afternoon, sir. I hope you are keeping safe this period. I call specifically to appreciate you for the support you've shown to us as students. Ever since I've known you, you've always been very supportive of us, having keen interest in anything that concerns all your students. I sincerely appreciate your kindness. Sir, I was confronted by an opportunity from an organization, and I'm so excited. But what I do know is when I thought of someone who is focused and more experienced and kind kind to support me with positive ideas, I thought of you. If I make the step easy for you, would you, out of your busy schedule, look it out for me, or look at it for me and give me your sincere input before I get started? Did you see something like this? These are approaches you can use. This is scripted. You can use approaches of this sort. This is indirect method you can use to, prospect even the VIPs and all that, because this person is of a higher cadre. All right, that is it. Now, let me quickly mention this because we're losing time. We're going to end this shortly, but let me quickly mention this. Very, 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 very important. Or should I split this? I think I have to split it. This session is not over. I'll split it. I'll have to split it because what I'm about to say, I don't want to rush it. All right. But have you gotten value for today? Wow, so many questions. And I still believe there are still a lot of questions, right? Is that correct? All right. What I will do is within the week, I won't wait till next week. Within the week, I'll make a Zoom meeting. Maybe one of the cell meetings. Okay, let me just do it this way. On Thursday, the cell meeting of Thursday, all right, it will be a general one. Okay, so leaders, please be aware. Our cell meeting normally continues tomorrow. Next tomorrow is normal with your leaders. But for Thursday, all right, will be specifically for It will be a general visit so that I can what? Conclude everything we've started. All right. Please take note. There are other things like this. Let me show you. Let me just read it out. There are amazing concepts. Okay. So all today, do you know what we have been talking about is call making? Can you see how long it took us? Can you see that there's a lot to learn? All right. Now there's going to be follow-up. How do you follow up the call you have made? When you make the call, what do you do after making the call? How do you follow up? I'm going to do that on Thursday. Handling call objections. I think we're already doing that. We're on the process. We still do more questions and answers. Of course, we're on that. All right. So how do you follow up? What next? What do you do when they attend? When they didn't attend? How do you approach it? You book them. They didn't even come. You book them. They told you they will come and they refused to come. What do you do? You book them. What are you even supposed to do? Immediately they came. They saw the opportunity. Close is the next thing, but we won't talk much about close. But they saw the opportunity and they left. How do you recall them to follow them up? So we're going to talk, it's still part of the call making. How do you do it on a third party perspective? We're going to talk about that on Thursday. And I encourage every single one of you, all right, that missed this, especially those who had network issues, you are logged out. Please get the recorded version of this and listen very carefully. It will be on the YouTube page, all right? I'll just post it on YouTube. So get the link from, I'll just post the link and then you can do. So it's even advisable you subscribe. For those of you that are subscribed, once I post it, you will know. I'll post maybe later in the night or later in the evening. Once I post it, you just receive the message on your phone. So you can listen to it. You can also share it with your team members that missed this, okay? That is so that they can get the full information. Have you gotten value today? Wow, I'm happy that you have. Someone is still raising his hand. Please be patient till Thursday. On Thursday, it will be a general cell meeting. So don't miss cell meetings. Cell meeting is tomorrow. Cell meeting is next tomorrow. But on Thursday's own will be a general one, which I'll personally take and teach you the last and final thing you need to know on contact recommendation. I appreciate every single one of you. All right, go ahead with the booking. Let's make this happen. Be patient. Remember, you're going to master the art over time. And I'm glad you've gotten value. So many questions, please. Someone say, what happens when the contact list you're giving by the connector is already totally destroyed? Utterly, if it's destroyed, it's destroyed. If it's utterly destroyed, but sometimes the perception, thinking it's utterly destroyed. There's no, I don't know of anything like utter destruction. There are still people you can book there. All right, it will not be utterly destroyed. But even if it's utterly destroyed, the worst that will happen is you go and look for another contact, let him compile on that one, then you do the right thing. But most times there's no utter destruction because if you take your time with patience, you can still book some people there. That's it. So thank you very much. Remain unstoppable. Let's keep doing this and keep learning. All right. Some of your questions, what you do is just reserve them, write them down. All right. We'll take more of it on Thursday. Okay. I appreciate every single one of you. God bless you all. And let's also put in prayers those that are on vacation to Dubai. All right. Some of our team members that are on vacation currently to Dubai. We put them in prayer. We pray that they go safely and they also they come back safely. All right. No harm shall touch them. And by God's grace, it will be a good testimony for each and every one of us. And by God's grace, subsequent vacations, there will be a couple of us, that will also be partaking by the grace of God. Okay. Amen. Yes. Amen. 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 Yeah, that is so. I appreciate every single one of you. Please go ahead. Let's do the grind. All right. Let's do the grind. Let's go and book. And what is the minimum for today? Minimum. What's the minimum? Anybody doing less than 20, especially for those of you on full time, please. Let's know that it's just like a joke. Let's go and start as quick as possible. All right. I appreciate every single one of you. God bless you all. God bless you all. All right. And especially those joining us on Zoom. I highly appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you. Let's make it up. Okay. Yeah. Adria, you're thinking